And our Monday night game was right here in New York. It was the Denver Broncos, undefeated in the AFC West, against the New York Jets, on top of the AFC East with a 5-1 record. It was also a great opportunity for the Jets. Now, they have defeated a lot of lesser teams in the NFL, and they have felt that they are not getting enough credit for what they are doing. So it was a real opportunity for the Jets to prove that they are indeed for real. The Jets have got off to fast starts in all their games this year, and on their opening drive, backup quarterback Pat Ryan led them to 5 first downs on the way to the Denver 6-yard line. There, after a penalty, the Jets have a 1st down and 5. With me in the commentary booth is Al Michaels.
Inside handoff. Hector fights his way. Touchdown.
Yes.
And Dan Alexander threw a beauty to guard number 60.
I say the Broncos aren't big defensively. Well, they aren't big compared to a lot of teams as they look in the NFL video replay unit as to whether he did indeed get in or not. We're going to look again, and they are looking up here. Art McNally is the official present tonight. Let's look at it again.
After further review, the instant replay, there is no touchdown. The ball is on the 1-yard line.
So he is just shy of the touchdown, and you can credit Harden with a saving tackle. And so there is a victim of technology, at least at the moment. In years past, it would have been a touchdown and 6 and going on to the extra point. But you take another look now as Harden, for the moment anyway, saves the touchdown.
He went down before he broke the plane with the ball, and it is a good call. The head of officials, Art McNally, is the man in charge tonight. They have a new setup tonight. The umpire tonight has a little earpiece, and so does McNally, and they can talk back and forth. They're not yelling and screaming, and we are finally getting state-of-the-art equipment, Al.
Well, now they have Page and they have Hector again. So let's see if they give Hector the ball and give him another shot, and they do. And he leaps, and he's in for the touchdown, at least temporarily.
Says, hey, there you are. You want it all the way, I'll give it to you. Big drive by the Jets. They wanted to be able to move the ball on the ground. All coaches do. They wanted to be able to move the ball, keep the ball away from John Elway in that offense, and they've used up most of the first quarter, or first half of it. That's a great effort here. Misses on the hurdle, comes down, and spins back into the end zone.
So Hector gets his touchdown. And that's only right. As Leahy attempts the extra point. And the Jets picked up 6 first downs on that drive that started at the 35-yard line and consumed the better part of the first half of the first quarter.
Hector did most of it on the ground along with McNeil. He carried it 40 times last week. Is he durable? You better believe he is. And a good extra effort as he spins away from Foley for the touchdown.
On their next drive, the Jets benefited from 2 big penalties against the Broncos. This one for pass interference on 3rd down and 13. And from 27 yards out, Pat Leahy kicked his 21st consecutive field goal for the Jets. The NFL record for consecutive field goals is 23 by Mark Mosley when he was with the Washington Redskins. The first New York drive of the second quarter was another long one. Freeman McNeil back in the thick of it after missing the last month with an elbow injury. Pat Leahy kicked his 22nd straight, this time from 25 yards out to make it 13-0 for the Jets. Still in the second quarter, the Broncos are punting from their own end zone.
3:14 remaining, and that's not a very good kick either. Fielded at the 48-yard line by Sohn, breaks it to the outside, inside the 40, the 30, and down he goes at the 25. And Norman again makes the tackle. And when your punter makes the tackle, you're in trouble.
I'd hate to see the way Jack Wheel was punting when they released him for Chris Norman. Norman, not a good kick, and it was a low kick, the kind you will return, and Kurt Sohn promptly did that. Stepped up, gave it a look up the middle, and that's just to pull the defense in. And then steps to the outside and rips it off back to the 26-yard line. And the Jets, again, they are totally dominating this football game in every aspect.
37-yard punt, first down, Jets, as the flip goes out here and taken to 24 by Hector. And Foley is in on the stop, and it's O'Brien at quarterback now for the Jets. So Ryan with a terrific first half, and then Walton goes to the bench here and has O'Brien come back from the knee injury.
That really is surprising because Joe was very outspoken that he would not bring him in, and now we see that Ryan is leaving. He is going inside with one of the trainers, so something must have happened to Ryan. We did not get the report.
We'll get it for you. 2nd down and 8 from the 23-yard line. 2:21 to play in the half. And O'Brien lofting it for Walker. Welcome back.
And what I said earlier, you want to throw the ball deep, you get O'Brien in there. He'll never underthrow it. This is one of your basic blowouts thus far. Everything working for the Jets. Dennis Smith trying to stay with Wesley Walker. He'd never do it in a sprint, and O'Brien will never underthrow it. He works so well with Walker on the deep pass. Remember those 4 touchdown passes of Walker against Miami earlier in the year in that thriller? Not a bad way to welcome your quarterback back.
And what touch, too, to miss a game, to come in cold off the bench. And O'Brien holding because Ryan normally does, but with Ryan gone, O'Brien really getting into the thick of things as Leahy kicks it through. And again, it's a perfect first half for the New York Jets.
And the Broncos' first half problems weren't over yet.
1st and 10 Denver from the 8. Elway from the gun. Look out. Gastineau spins him, but there's Elway, and they did not rule in the grasp, and now he dumps it and somehow completes it to the 16-yard line, and Wilhite makes the catch. Nice, nearly in the grasp.
He was in the end zone, I think, 3 times. Did they get him in the grasp?
It's funny because we've seen some almost ludicrous in the grasp calls. I'm thinking about that one in the Green Bay-Chicago game. And if Green Bay-Chicago was in the grasp, this was a sack in the dirt.
You do have to control him, though. He spins away from Gastineau. He was not in the grasp there. Now he'll step across the goal line, and maybe the officials may be a little more judicious about their call. And that was amazing. He was able to get that ball away. He just strong arms it. That was Bennett. It looked all right. He makes it all look like it's difficult. Here he is, steps across the goal line, back into the end zone. Very confident in what he can do with the football. That's amazing.
So John Elway dodges that bullet, but 2 plays later, after another Denver penalty, he's pretty much back in the same hole.
It is 2nd down and 10, and Elway nearly getting it, and they call it this time. This time they call it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Jets compound it as a fracas breaks out, and it was Keith Bishop, number 54, right in the middle of things. And I think they may have flagged him initially, and then the melee really starts. An amazing first half in the sense the Jets doing absolutely everything right. Elway and the Broncos can't get on track. It's 22-0. And again, it's a very big play in as much as we know Denver is explosive and they can score and they've come from behind, but now they're down by more than 3 touchdowns. And as you can see, the safety had already been called there before number 78 Bennett came in.
The Broncos finally got on the scoreboard early in the 3rd quarter when Rich Carlos kicked this 47-yarder. But just when it seemed that Denver might really threaten, Elway was intercepted by Kyle Clifton in the Jets' end zone. In the 4th quarter, Elway had to come out with a mild concussion, leaving backup quarterback Gary Kubiak to take Denver through to the end.
Kubiak, and it's tipped and caught for a touchdown. In and out of the hands of Clarence Kay and into Sammy Winder. And they finally figured out a way to get into the end zone with some assistance.
Small consolation for Denver, beaten 22-10. The end of their unbeaten record.